Yep, we're live. Happy Saturday evening, everybody. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Mary. Hey, Missy. Hello, Katrina. Thank you for sharing, Rachel. What's up, Shondell? So I have my daughter on my lap tonight. She didn't quite fall asleep. I imagine she'll crash here shortly. As a matter of fact, none of them are asleep. What's up? Hey, my other daughter just walked in. That's why I'm a little late tonight, but that's okay. Um, Chapter 9. Okay, so let me back up. This is my regular nighttime studies with Nick. Okay, reading 6 Months to Six Figures by Peter Voog, and we're on chapter 9. So this is episode 10, chapter 9. I'm only going to read half of the chapter tonight. It's really long. I got a late start, and I'm going to read the other half tomorrow night. So that'll kind of, and then there's only a couple chapters left. So we're going to read half of chapter 9 tonight, half tomorrow. Thank you for sharing and inviting, Missy. What's up, Brandon Thompson? Let me read some comments real quick. Hello, Mary Sterling. Hello, Shondell. Why so sad? Who's sad? She's tired. Missy Evans says, hello, Nick. You live with beautiful. Thank you. Katrina, hello. All right. So I need this. What's up? All right. I'm going to actually share this out real quick. And then I'll start. Hello, Erica. Hope you're having a great weekend, guys. I'm putting this in a couple groups. All right. What's up, Elizabeth? What's up, Derek? Thanks for joining, guys. If you're just joining or this is the first time you've tuned in, this is my regular um, nighttime studies show. Hey, Brad. We're reading 6 Months to Six Figures by Peter Voog on chapter 9. What's up, Brandy? She really is. She's falling asleep now, though, so I'm probably going to move her. What's up, Michelle? I have my other daughter standing, my older daughter standing right. Come here. Pop your head in here. She's shy. I have my other daughter standing here. What's up, Alejandro? What's up? What's up? I'm gonna butcher your name, but I'm gonna give you a shout out. Opoku. What's up? All right. Hey, Michelle. Good evening. So, I'm going to begin reading chapter 9. And if you stick with me, great. If not, I understand. Either way, I'm going to discuss a little bit of it afterwards. Pull on a guest. What's up, Jennifer? And we'll talk about it a little bit. So, here we go. Chapter 9, Consistent Energy and Inner Drive. Those who don't make time for exercise will eventually have to make time for illness. That's by Edward Stanley. Now that you've gained some clarity, increased your confidence account, and elevated your circle of influence, it's time to maximize your motivation and energy. What most people don't realize is that success is ongoing. It's not an event, it's not an activity that you participate in, it's not a goal, and it's not one accomplishment. It's a continuous journey. It's who you become that will determine your success, and who you become has a lot to do with your past action. When I was broke and struggling, I didn't understand this philosophy. I was working hard and putting in the hours, but I wasn't doing anything to improve who I was becoming. A piece of advice sticks in my head from my mentor, Isaac Toplin. Results must be created in your business whether you feel like it or not. And he encouraged me not to leave the business until my business was able to run without me. A lot of my colleagues would work hard for a short amount of time and then take a vacation or a break, and their businesses would lose momentum. They would then have to build it back up. That's a grueling, never-ending process. They couldn't get themselves to work consistently for months at a time because it went against their traditional thinking. Creating your first six-figure income takes hard work and consistency. The year I went from broke to six figures, I missed a lot of family events, parties, movies, and didn't have the typical life of a young kid in his early 20s had. Walt Disney said, "If you act like an adult when you're a kid, you can afford to act like a kid the rest of your life." What's up, Janice? I want to give you the proper expectations of what success really looks like. There's a lot of sacrifice, and it's extremely important to keep your energy top-notch when you're in the grind. Having energy gives you a competitive advantage, and you want to give yourself every advantage you can. Energy also complements consistency if it's strategically used. You must focus on consistent action if you want to build real momentum. To create a six-figure income within 6 months, you need to create big momentum. The only way you'll experience this momentum is through continuous and focused action. You must constantly improve your mindset, your emotional intelligence, perspective, and philosophy on how success is achieved and how you view yourself. Consistently, not when you feel like it. Once you get clear on what you want, build your confidence account and elevate your circle of influence. You must stay consistent or you'll always be starting over. Hey, Bianca. 1 second, guys. Do you want to come get Emmeline and lay her down? Give me 1 second, sorry. Grab her. What's up, Tara? Long time no see. All right. Continuing on. I used to get frustrated when starting a new adventure and seeing the competition leap out in front with a fast and successful start. Then I found the single discipline that gave me the advantage to beat anybody at almost anything consistency. A lot of people get excited about new goals or new opportunity and charge out of the gate in the explosion of activity that eventually wears them out. If you make a commitment to consistency, you'll not only catch your competitors, you'll usually leave them in the dust every time. What's up, Victoria? What I found most people cannot stay consistent. Lack of consistency is the subtle yet great stealer of dreams and desires. The lack of consistency is what kills progress in many pursuits. It is possibly one of the greatest reasons people don't ultimately achieve their goals and end up living a life of discomfort, frustration, and disappointment. In the industry of personal development, entrepreneurship, leadership, mentorship, marketing, and sales, I've seen so many people wonder why they're failing to create the business or the results they want. One of the most common reasons, after hundreds of conversations and taking a close look at their actions and behaviors, is they are consistently improving in the areas that matter most. I was watching a documentary called The Men Who Build America. It portrays the life of the most successful business moguls of all time: Henry Ford, J.P. Morgan, Andrew Carnegie, and John D. Rockefeller. One of my favorite quotes from the show was from Rockefeller: "If you aren't showing up to be better than you were yesterday, you will not last in real business." Hello, Suchi. On my journey towards success, I've had a chance to surround myself with great people, and I've studied countless high achievers, CEOs, athletes, leaders, and brilliant entrepreneurs. Something unique was present in all of them. They had a zest for life and an amazing amount of energy. What's happening with most people is they are getting discouraged, unfocused, and letting negativity affect their attitude, while they should be putting all of their energy into finding solutions, creating better ways to move forward, and strengthening their mindset daily. In these tough economic times, it's important that you stay focused on what truly matters and avoid getting caught up in all the negativity out there. One of the biggest keys to consistency is creating consistent energy, and I'm going to put a lot of emphasis on this topic. What's up, Michelle? A major challenge people face right now is they don't have the energy to achieve their goals. They are tired during the day, don't want to wake up, and feel lethargic all the time. Energy is the most underrated commodity and one of the most important factors in creating an extraordinary quality of life. Yet in a time of constant demands, we often neglect what we know is most important. In order to take your life to the next level, it's crucial to make a commitment to living a more energized and healthy life. I know I'm dragging on about this, but I want to stress how important it really is. Nobody talks about the importance of energy in business and personal success. Without world-class levels of energy, you won't get to your best business. I've had a chance to be around numerous successful people, and one of the traits of greatness is they have very high energy. Those high levels of energy get them up early in the morning without feeling exhausted during the day, allows them to work hard, and pushes them through adversity while remaining optimistic. What's up, Mike? I want to teach you how to create an energy explosion in your life. Think about Richard Branson, Thomas Edison, Elon Musk, Mother Teresa, and Tony Robbins. These are some of the most creative minds in the world. None of those people could have done what they did without high levels of energy. You can't be a leader within your community, in your company, or in your family unless you have high levels of energy. I remember being tired all the time, dreading the mornings, and having a difficult time getting myself to work. Out of that frustration, discouragement, and lack of results became an obsession with making sure I had maximum energy and enthusiasm. I read countless books, listened to all the audios, and started working with experts, and my energy has been extraordinary ever since. I've now put everything into a system, and the system really does work. I've proven over the past few years, not just to myself, but with all of those who I mentor, inspire, and influence, that energy is the most important factor in creating an exceptional life. The person with the most energy in this new economy will always come out ahead. Don't take energy for granted. What if you had the time, flexibility, and lifestyle you desire, but no energy? After all, without energy we can't perform or do anything really, even if we buy time. If I had to pick up one thing that has helped my success over the last few years, it would be the level of energy I have towards my life, my career, my influence, and my family. Energy creates action, and not only action, but bold action. Let's remember energy is within us, and time is outside of us. So it makes sense to focus on energy. How do you ensure you have the energy at a level most don't? Before I dive into framework I've created, let's go over some of my favorite benefits of staying energized. Increases the influence and impact you have on others, improves productivity and performance, improves relationships and higher level connections, more passion and excitement, consistency and better results, more happiness and fulfillment, more resourceful and innovative, and more courageous and confident. Dr. Oz, who is very successful in every aspect of the world, was asked what his secret was in managing his time. He performs 250 open heart surgeries a year, is a professor at Columbia University, a chairman of surgery, a medical program director, a prolific writer, a regular on TV and radio, including Oprah, and he launched his own TV show on the Oprah Network. Oh, and he is also a devoted husband and father of 4. What he said was one of the best distinctions about time management I'd ever heard. It's not about time management. It's about energy management. That is everything. What's up, Erica and Jordan? Look for ways to get a better return of energy, ROE. If you are going to do a job at efficiently and effectively using your time, but you're doing things that drain your life force and steal your joy, what good are you doing? You will immediately know if you should be spending your time on something if you ask yourself whether it gives you energy or takes energy away. Spend more time on what gives you energy and guard against, eliminate, or delegate your time for those things that deplete your energy. Make sure what gives you energy is actually congruent with your goals and dreams. If going to a movie gives you energy, that won't do much good unless it's well deserved. If we understand that time is outside of ourselves and energy is within us, we begin to understand that energy is actually currency for living and being. Successful people understand this at a level most don't even think about, which goes back to the choices people make. The answer lies in the renewal of three sources of energy: physical, emotional, and mental. Physical energy. Back in 2009, one of my mentors, John Berghoff, said something that has stuck with me. He said, physical energy is 80% of your success, and your energy at any given moment makes a huge difference in how well you impact others. Achievement is hitting a number, and fulfillment is actually feeling good about it. And you can't feel good unless you have energy. Remember the question I asked you earlier? What if you had the time, flexibility, and lifestyle you desired but no energy? There are two parts to physical energy: nutrition and exercise. Nutrition plays a huge role in your daily energy. Appropriate nutrition refers to managing what you put in your body, how much you eat, and realizing what foods bring you energy and what foods deplete energy. One of the easiest and best things you can do starting today is to drink lots of water. I won't go too in depth when it comes to proper health, but I will tell you to learn what foods bring you energy and what foods to put in your body. What you put in your body affects how you look and how you feel. What you put in your head affects how you think and what you do. So watch both. Go on a 10-day challenge and you'll experience an energy breakthrough like never before. Here are a couple health tips that will make a difference for you right away. The first one is try not to consume anything processed because processed foods decrease energy. Consume organic, fresh foods. Make sure 60 to 70% of your food is water-rich. Lettuce, non-starchy vegetables, fruits, and baked fish are some examples of foods that are watery. Drink lots of water each day. Add lemon juice. Lemon juice is acidic outside the body, but is somehow alkaline inside the body. Drink water 30 minutes before and 30 minutes after each meal. Eat smaller portions and eat until you've had enough. Don't eat until the point of being full. The digestive process is one of the body's most energy-consuming processes, and when you eat more, it will take more energy away from you. Try not to eat past 7:30 p.m. When you eat late, your body is working all night to break down the food so you'll wake up tired. I am not a health expert, and I don't claim to have all the answers. I do want to share what I've learned based on personal experience. Here are some foods I have found that maintain and increase my energy level. Cucumbers, mixed green salads, walnuts, almonds, trail mix, parsley, raw spinach, broccoli, celery, garlic, green beans, lima beans, carrots, beets, and zucchini. You want to look for foods that are high alkaline and organic. You can see why it is called a challenge. A lot of this seems ridiculous, and your boyfriend, girlfriend, or spouse will think you've been brainwashed. Organic and healthier food does not cost more, but your body is well worth the investment. I know people don't like to spend money on something until they've tried it, but I really believe spending that money committed to me eating better. Once you feel healthier, you'll never go back. Nothing tastes as good as health feels. What's up, Jay? And then there's an exercise. What are three new commitments that are going to make today regarding your... What are three new commitments... maybe it isn't me. What are three new commitments you are going to make today regarding your nutrition? The R and the U are backwards. Next one is exercise. You may be surprised to hear this, but you can't separate your body from your mind. The stronger you become physically, the stronger you become mentally. The two things I've seen disrupt businesses and delay progress are distraction and fear. Distraction and fear usually lessen when you strengthen your body consistently. I learned while attending Tony Robbins' Business Mastery Seminar that fear is physical and it will lessen the more you strengthen your body. Exercise isn't just good for your outer appearance, it also affects your inner ambition. When I say exercise, I don't mean extensive cardio. In fact, short, intense exercise is far more beneficial and achievable. Brian Tracy, Tony Robbins, Darren Hardy, Richard Branson, and Dr. Oz are only a few I have studied who say they work out or do something active 6 to 7 days a week. Work out in the morning for as little as only 15 minutes? Do 20 push-ups, sit-ups, run, stretch, walk around the block, or go for a jog. If you keep your body healthy, your mind follows. I used to think to get a good workout in, you had to work out for at least 45 minutes. I was stressed out when I couldn't get a full workout in, but realized a hard 20-minute workout is just as effective. Even 10 minutes is good to start with, and is progress, not perfection. Start with 10 minutes in the morning, then to 5 days a week. At the start of 2012, I made a commitment to myself to work out 6 days a week, and it's been one of the best decisions of my life. I feel better than I did when I was 18, and to experience life at a charged and energized level is priceless. I strongly recommend you do the same. Don't neglect working out, and don't neglect your body, because you will feel stronger physically, you will feel stronger mentally. Start today. There are numerous resources online like P90X, Insanity, Jillian Michaels, and many others. Just type in short workouts and a short engine. These short workouts are all over. And if you want it bad enough, you'll find them. You know what? The next is emotional energy, aka emotional intelligence. However, I think this is a good place. You know what? I am going to read the next one. This is a long chapter, I'm not kidding you. This one I'm only reading half. Emotional energy, aka emotional intelligence. When it comes to happiness and success in life, emotional energy matters just as much as intellectual ability or intelligence. Emotional energy helps you build stronger relationships, succeed at work, and achieve your personal and professional goals. Emotional intelligence is a very underrated skill in the new economy, but absolutely necessary for real achievement. In order to perform at our best, we need to access our positive and uplifting emotions such as passion, ambition, determination, excitement, eagerness, and happiness. Emotional intelligence, also called EQ, is the ability to identify, understand, and manage emotions in positive ways to relieve stress, communicate effectively, emphasize with others, overcome challenges, and diffuse conflict. Emotional intelligence impacts many different aspects of your daily life, such as the way you behave and the way you interact with others. If you have high emotional intelligence, you are able to recognize your own emotional state and the emotional state of others. You engage with people in a way that draws them to you. You can use this understanding of emotions to relate better to other people, form healthier relationships, achieve greater success at work, and lead a more fulfilling life. That actually is where I'm going to stop. Not to mention, I think I was running out of breath, and I was messing up on my words. So we'll continue the rest of chapter 9 tomorrow. All right. I'm kind of tired today, but you know what? Talking about energy. I'm going to go through some comments, see who's all here. What's up, Jay Alford? Hello, Joseph Crook. Jordan Hansen, Josh Morales Mess, Daniel Joseph, what is up? Whoops. Sorry, guys. The cord got caught. And my chair's a little loud. What's up, Holly? All right. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what we read, and then I'm going to invite somebody on. I got Brad here. Brad, you want to hop on here with me tonight? Let me know if you do. Brad says, you need to narrate a book on Audible. I could listen to you read a book, no problem. Some people just don't have the right pitch and emotions to make the book explode off the page. I appreciate that, Brad. Tonight I was a little off, but I try to, when I read, I even to myself, I try to read it with energy, and read it and bring it to life. Like, I can't even look at a book if it's not coming to life for me, which is why I don't read. I don't think I've ever, other than school, read a a fiction book. I stick to real stuff, but yeah, the book, I got to read it with enthusiasm. What's up, Jeffrey? All right, cool. So, and you even listened to the whole chapter, well, half of it. So stick around. I'm gonna pull you on. Actually, I'll just pull you on now. What's up, Justin? Uh, Try leaving the live and coming back in, Brad. It's not highlighting you, so I can't send you an invite. Good evening, Justin. But let me know when you're back in, and I'll pull you on if it'll let me. Okay. For some reason, my iPad's not charging right. All right. So, a couple things that stood out to me. What most people don't realize is that success is ongoing. It's not an event, it's not an activity, not an accomplishment, or excuse me, it's not any activity that you participate in, it's not a goal, and it's not an accomplishment. So I guess understanding what success means to you. And, for me, which he touches on, but for me, and what I've always kind of felt, what's up, Eileen, is that success is within my day, within the moments I have. What's up, Lauren Harris? Thanks for stopping in. Is giving it the best I got. I mean, we are blessed with a lot of talent, a lot of abilities, a lot of power really within us, and it's my responsibility, especially now being aware of it, that I tap into that on a daily basis. If I'm not doing that, then I'm not setting myself up to be successful long term or be successful within that day. And I think, all we have is in the moment. So I'm learning how to make the most of the moments I've got. And part of that was when I was really getting into gratitude work. When I was getting into gratitude work, it really started making me more appreciate and get my focus on what I have and make use of it. That's something I never really used to do. I mean, I suppose I've always done it to a point, but I don't think I was ever aware of it. And that would be why I was always on a roller coaster. I understand success, is like that, but I think you can balance out, right? And sustain. And I was never able to do that. And so through my personal development journey, I'm starting to learn how to do that. So, but it isn't, as Peter talked about earlier in the book, it is, I just read Brad's comment, threw my thoughts off. Man, don't like it when that happens. I just lost my thought. And Brad has still not let me. What the French toast? It is not let me, Brad. I'm not sure. Are you on a mobile? Are you on a phone or are you a laptop? What are you using? What's up, Susan Day? Thanks for joining. I completely lost track of what I was talking about, so we're going to move on. It's unfortunate. If somebody can remind me in a comment, that'd be great. Creating your first six-figure income takes hard work and consistency. I'll be completely transparent here. I had 1 year of six-figure income. 1 year. Before that I was like between the 50 to 75 to 80,000 mark. I had 1 year where I hit six figures. That was just a couple years back. And I lived at work. I sacrificed everything. Now, granted, I worked, on the hour. So I was living on overtime, holiday pay. But it took me sacrificing all the time. He talks about the time with the kids. Whatever. He was talking about the sacrifices you make. I sacrificed all of that to make that amount of money. And I wouldn't do it again that way. However, it's because I was doing something that, first of all, was hourly pay, and I was literally living there 16 hours a day to make that money. With the life that I'm creating, I'm going to be able to have the time still to be able to not have to fully sacrifice my kids anymore. like I did then to just get the 6 figures. And my goal's a lot higher than 6 figures anyway. So, but this is talking about with 6 months. It is going to take sacrifice. But I've learned that I was carrying around a lot that I could sacrifice that I wasn't looking at. I was just thinking, oh yeah, I'll sacrifice the kids, or, and keeping myself in excuse mode, for why I couldn't do more. Truth is, I got plenty to sacrifice to be able to squeeze more in. That's a self-awareness thing, and again, that's not something that I really understood that I had to do before. Like I would keep that shit and just try to cram it all, and then it was so stressful, and I didn't enjoy it, and but yeah, I had anyway, scrunching time, but making the best use of the time we have. And then I can sacrifice a hell of a lot more things than the important things. I wasn't too long ago, I was saying I'll have more time with my kids later, but I got to make it happen now so I can get them a lot later. So I was living at work, and I don't regret it. But I'm not working any less towards my goals. I'm just working differently towards my goals. I would say smarter towards my goals than I used to work. So, and that comes with, going through my personal development journey and just being obsessed with this stuff and listening and learning from those that are doing it. I don't have this chapter highlighted. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance. So I usually have this prepped, but tonight I didn't. What's up, Rhea? Let's see, I'm going to read a couple comments real quick. You're not late. You're just on time, Susan. Lauren says, keep it real. Nick, love your authenticity. Thank you, Lauren. I appreciate you. Eileen, hey, what's up? Brad on the phone. Had this problem before. I'll see if my iPad works. Cool. Just let me know. Let me check. You're still not highlighted. I don't know what's going on. You are destined for 8 figures, my man. That's right. Thank you. I appreciate it. I feel good that you see it. Hey, Rhea. What's up, Nicole? Brad says, never work harder, work smarter. Absolutely. There's a phrase I'd use here, but I'm not. I worked hard, and I got nowhere fast. So to say it just takes hard work, it's not true. The work that I really work on, the true work that I'm focusing hardcore on now is the internal work. And I have for the past couple of years. And I don't think that I want to change that. Because if I keep the inside of me right, if I keep an alignment, the stuff out here, that isn't hard work anymore. That's the key. Get the inside right, and the outside just kind of takes care of itself. Obviously, what this book and this chapter is talking about is take care of yourself, eat healthy, exercise, give yourself, treat your body like you actually give a shit about it. Like, how bad is it that you choose to remain ignorant to the fact that you're poisoning your body with this shit that they sell in the stores nowadays? But because it's on a shelf, you don't question it. Well, I'm here to tell you, question it. Start taking care of yourself, It's important. I'm actually, I can't call myself fully plant-based right now, but that's where I'm going back to. Like, that's my personal, I'm not pushing that on you. I'm just saying, like, I'm going back plant-based. All I need to, if you look no further than, the protein you get from the beef, the cows get the protein from the grass they eat. Pea protein, right? So, like, why do I need to eat the cow? Why do I need to eat the beef to get the protein when the protein's fully in the greens already? So that's why I made that choice. But energy, health, and wellness is important. Like, your health equals your wealth, right? Health equals wealth, however that saying goes. What's up, Ben Soto? I see Darren Gibson in here. What's up, Darren? Peter Comby, what's up? You want to talk about a guy that's fit and has got this down pat. That's Darren Gibson. But he also works alongside Bob Proctor, so it only makes sense. Also, it keeps repeating consistency. I suppose that goes without saying. There was something else here I'm looking for. So, what's the different? Emotional intelligence. That was it. You're awesome, Darren. Appreciate it. Susan Day says, yep, I am finding out the hard way, kidney pain at the moment. Oh, I hope you feel better soon. I hope you feel better soon. Susan said she would love to learn. Yeah, I mean, so I'm not a big, I don't really know that much about the vegan diet, but all I know is, I was paleo for a long time, but that included beef. But I did go full vegan for 2.5, 3 weeks. And I was really feeling elevated. It really helped. And then I kind of, for whatever, I can make excuses, but I kind of fell off. And then I went back to eating just what was in front of me. Terrible mistake. Terrible mistake. I'm back to focusing on what I'm putting in my body again. And you know what's funny is people say it's expensive to eat healthy, and Peter even hits on it in here. It's not really, because you're taking out when you're going through the grocery store and you're in the checkout aisle, and when you're scanning your food, I bet you 7/8 of what's in that cart isn't healthy for you. You don't need it. I would just, I'm throwing out a number, yeah. But I know what's in the stores. What's up, Bradley? I know what's in the stores, and I bet you about 7 out of 8 items you don't need. How much money are you going to save by putting those 7 items back on the shelf that is not feeding you nutrition? It's not adding any value to your life whatsoever. Put those items back on the shelf, buy the healthy food that's actually giving you nutrition, and you won't have to eat all day because you're actually getting nutrition. Try that. I bet you save money. Just saying. There really, when it comes to your health, there should be no excuses. There really shouldn't be. What's up, Jason Holland? By the way, guys, I am reading a chapter out of a book every night. First book is Peter Voogd's 6 Months to Six Figures. Peter sent me this book, signed copy. And also, I have talked to Peter through message. He said to get with him towards the end of the book, and he'll talk about coming on live with me. So hopefully Peter comes on and does an interview with us. The next book, it's not long, but the next book I will be reading, I just got it today, actually, so shout out to Charles Stecker. He sent me his book, which is called Laddie McGee and the Dr. Godfrey. It's about, I'll just read the back real quick. The work is designed as a teaching tool for schools worldwide and includes a stage play about child abuse, follow-up instructions to teach those students who see the play, and commentary about the Boy in the Box and Eddie Stecker cases. So it hits on child abuse, but it's really thin. Charles hit me up almost immediately when I started this. He said, I'm sending you my book, and I said, I'm going to read it then. So I like what it's about. I like his message. I like Charles Stecker, and thank you, Charles, for this book. He signed it, actually put some notes in it. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to read it. But yeah, so we're on chapter 9 tonight. I read half of it. Tomorrow night I'm going to read the other half. Last part I'm going to touch on, and then I'm going to pull on a guest. So if you want to come on with me right now and talk about either what we read or whatever you want to talk about, comment below, and I'll pull you on here. But throughout my posts, talk about emotional intelligence. This is something that I used to suck at. I was not a very emotionally intelligent person. I wasn't. I was smart. I've always been kind of instinctive and smart. I've always been a hard-ass worker. If I didn't know something more than the next person next to me, And I'm a competitor too. Well, used to. I don't compete with others anymore, but I was a competitor, and so I wanted to beat everybody around me at anything I did, and so I just outworked people. But I was not emotionally intelligent at all. I was very emotionally dumb, actually. And through the past couple of years, hey Chantel, through the past couple of years and its transformation in my life, I've become much more emotionally intelligent. I mean, I always got room to grow. That'll never change. But it came with a spiritual connection to the divine, and in a connection with myself that I can't say that I've really ever had before, in my inner being, and being in alignment. And like, people don't have to like piss me off anymore. They don't. Sure, I'll get agitated, but that's on me. I don't give people that power over me anymore. Not my ex, not anybody. I'll have a moment. I'm not perfect, but I work really hard to keep balanced in situations. Find the good out of the situations. Find the good out of the person, place, or thing, or whatever, and make logical choices, not emotional choices. Not lash out at people. I just as soon not have to ask somebody for their forgiveness for my tongue, or lose an opportunity because I didn't know how to handle my emotions. So I would pout, I'd get pissed off, or whatever, And all right, I'll try it. Yes, sir. We're bringing Brad French on.
All right, I'm going to shut up. We're going to bring Brad on. We'll talk. Adding. What's up, Justin Grant? Hey, guys, feel free to chop it up. Comment below. Let us know what you're thinking, good or bad. Either way.
No,
What is what is
video
up,
here.
Brad? No video.
Hang
I
on,
can't see you, but
hang
I
on,
can
hang
hear
on,
you.
hang on.
Hey, Vivian. Welcome. Get Brad French on here.
I don't know what's going on, man.
Well, hey, we actually got you the invite. Do you want me to kick you out and pull you back on and see if that fixes it?
Hey, I'm on my iPad here because my phone's the faceplate's all damaged. I don't know how well that's gonna work.
So, is your camera flipped the right way?
Yeah.
What kind
Let's
of
see.
phone do you have?
iPhone 7.
That should work. That is odd. Yeah, I see that a lot, though. Like, it's not just you. I see that a lot. Usually about half of the people on my live cannot be invited on
It's stupid, man. I don't
for some
understand.
reason.
I know Samsung has a hell of a time, but iPhones aren't usually that bad.
Yeah, no, I've never had a problem with that. With my, other than with Facebook and this, but
What the heck?
let me
I'm
kick you
trying,
off and
man.
let me kick you off and bring you back on, see if I, or because
It looks like, okay, he left. Let's try this again. Try this again. What's up, Mike? Welcome to next
Oh,
episode's
hey,
the next. Well,
look at
there he
that.
is. We got him.
Fuzzy as hell, but hang on. Nope, that's fine. Oh, I've never used my iPad before.
No, I have my iPad sitting here and my iPhone sitting there. I'm watching both. This one I kind of do some
Yep.
stuff on. This one this is where I'll invite people. But
Yeah, well, my iPad's like one of the older generation ones, so I'm surprised it even works.
gotcha, gotcha. So how are you, Brad?
I'm good, Nick. You?
Doing great. Is this the first time we've ever been on a live together? I know we've been connected for a while, but
Nah, I think this is the second live
second live.
in like the last 6 months or whatever.
Gotcha.
So,
So, for the viewers that aren't familiar with who Brad French is, I know we're in the same network. A lot of people know us both. But just in case there are people watching, I know there are some of my friends that aren't necessarily, like in the big network. So just tell us who you are a little bit.
Well, I'm from Canada and freezing cold up here right now. But I do network marketing on my spare time, I guess you can say. I work for the government, working on highways and stuff. And, I'm not that kind of person to be working for an hourly wage. I don't, that's not where I want to be in life. I want to be able to make my own income and go as high of a rank or make as much money as possible and not be limited to, you know, a salary or a limited amount of income per year. So sales is the way to go.
Agreed. Agreed wholeheartedly. So how
I know a lot of people don't like sales. They don't like.
yeah, you got fellow Canadians in here, by the way. Eileen's from Canada. I know there's a couple other. I got more than a dozen friends from Canada, actually. It's pretty crazy. Love the
Nice.
internet. So
Shit, yeah.
I got to ask, have you been following along with the book? I don't expect that you probably watched all of them, but are you familiar with 6 Months to Six Figures?
No, I have it on Audible, but I've only listened to it a few select times.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mostly listen to Audible when I'm going to bed. That puts me to sleep. And
Sure.
then they say it's the best time to actually learn is when you're sleeping. You're relaxed mode and
Yep.
learn a whole lot more during your sleep. You might not think, the next day you go to listen to it, you'll replenish what you heard, But yeah, it's a good tool.
Absolutely. I have Audible myself. I listened to Emotional Intelligence 2.0 via Audible 4 times. And I can't say that I took it in quite the same as actually reading the book or having it in my face to where I can, take notes, highlight, and actually study the book. So having it but at the same time, I use Audible for the times where I can't, dead space, but I can't just sit and read. I'll put
Right.
Audible in my ear. So I'll keep that feeding into my subconscious as well as my conscious. But I want all that information just keep feeding me, So I did that with Abraham Hicks for a good 8 months solid every day, 4 or 5 hours in my ear. It was just any chance that I didn't have to talk to somebody else or have something going on. I do a lot of messaging, work from my phone, whatnot, but I would have that in my ears, and it became easier to implement what I was learning. Let's just put it that way, when it's repeated over and over and over. And that is why I believe that society, I think that's true. And I think society gets that via their television. And that's the unfortunate thing.
Yeah,
Right.
well, I used to be one of those people that watched a lot of TV, right? And I'd have to say it's been almost 2 years I've been TV free. I mean, my kids come over because I'm like you, I'm separated from the wife and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're going through.
Yeah, we talked about that.
I get them every now and then, and when they're here, unless it's shitty out, we're not watching TV. We're out doing stuff, right?
Right.
So
Yep.
making the best of a bad situation, right?
That's right. That is right. By the way, touch on that. How long you been? Because I know me and you, our stories are really similar. How long have you
Fairly
been?
similar, yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been divorced?
Well, I'm not divorced,
Okay,
just
separate.
legally separated. It's almost the same thing, Nick. Really, essentially, I've signed the documents. Everything's been parted, and everything, it is what it is, right?
Right.
No, it's been almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in July.
So yeah. So we're about 5 months
Am I
apart
losing
from the
you?
start of our. No, you're there. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you didn't go anywhere, by the way. So if I'm cutting out, let me know. But we're about the same time frame too. Is that when you first really dove into personal development, right after your separation, or were you already kind of
Just
in it
just
before
before.
and you outgrew her, or I don't want
Yep.
to. You don't have to give too much detail though.
Yep. No, that's exactly it. I took up personal development in a different company, and I'm not with anymore. But yeah, I jumped into it probably 3 or 4 months beforehand, and she saw what I was doing and where I was trying to go with it,
Hmm.
and she's like, "No, no, you're just gonna work this job, be supportive to the family in this career that you have today." And at that time, I was still working on the railway, so I was never home anyway. So I said, "I can't live like this. You can't live like this. The kids need to see more often of me." And so that's why I was doing the personal development, getting the mindset right
Hmm.
and the clarity and all that kind of stuff. And it was working for me, but it wasn't for her. And I offered her to read the books, to do the activities and all that, and she's just too mind driven, like any other people back, well, my parents, they're not much of support for this stuff either. They're like, go to school, get a good job, and make, 40 years of your life dedicated to a job.
Hmm.
No thanks.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Well, so that is really cool, actually, because what was it, last chapter, the chapter before in this book, Peter talked about, the importance of if somebody's not willing to listen to your goals, grow with you, even talk about personal personal development or anything like that, you're with the wrong person, and you were able to put yourself in a space where you're conscious enough and emotionally intelligent enough to know what was better serving to you and your children.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and that's just it. I'm doing this for my kids' sake, right? Like,
Hmm.
and showing them that there are other ways. If you don't want to go to university or college or take up on something that you have a boss all the time that's down your throat, telling you what to do,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's been almost 20 years me having a job, like, and I've been in multiple jobs, right? Because I don't stay at one because I get so bored. I like to have, a variety of experiences. So like
Yep.
I've done tons of stuff, Nick. Like for the last 19, 20 years I've been in the rigs, like in the oil field.
Hmm.
I've done electrical, I've done like you name it, I can just about tell you I did it. I was a railway engineer, now drive semi again.
You were
Like
you
it's
worked for the railroad.
yeah,
So did I. I was a
4
locomotive.
years.
I was a locomotive mechanic, diesel mechanic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Before
probably not a
before
bad job.
that, no, it wasn't bad. That's where I made my six figures. Before that, it wasn't in sales, believe it or not. Before that, for 5 years. I worked for a power company as a rail car mechanic. So I was a welder. Uh, we did heavy wreck and repair on coal cars. And with that though, I got an opportunity to go perform as part of the safety committee, and I got to go perform safety audit at Cook Coal Terminal in Paducah, Kentucky. That was a good time. So I was with the executive VPs of this big nationwide utility company, and that was quite an experience. And I got to learn a lot, but I was just absorbing. I knew back then that I was a sponge for information, and I wanted to know everything about what I was doing. And then, so that made it really simple when
Yeah.
I transitioned into after coming off of being a diesel mechanic, where, you're just wrench turning, putting up with BS, to retail management. It made sense why it clicked so easy in retail management for me, because I like to know everything
Right.
about what I'm doing, no matter what position I'm in. No matter what position I'm in, I want to know what the manager's doing. I want to know what his boss is doing. I want to know what the whole freaking operation is, and I have to know it. And I'll know it before give me 2 weeks, and it's on. And then, and I took that approach, and I showed results and everything. But I don't know where I get that from. I really don't. Like ever since I was a young age, and I don't want to be like everybody else. Yeah, I want to. If there's somebody out
Exactly.
there doing
No.
something like this, and I would have never done this. Like if I would have saw that, because you know what I'm saying? That's why I didn't just start my own Facebook Live. I don't want to be like everybody else. I don't want to copy what other people are doing. Sure, we all learn from other people. Obviously, I want to copy what the successful people are doing. Let me rephrase that. However, I like my own creating too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to
Oh,
have
absolutely. You got to have your own
my
your
imp-
own sauce. Add your own sauce.
yes, yeah. And I think with what we're both doing as far as our careers is putting ourselves in more of a position to be able to do that, and be able to impact others and not have some jackass idiot tell us what to do every day.
Oh, believe me, it's a very trying thing, even for Monday to come around the corner and go back to work. I
Mm-hmm.
just, because the guy that I normally work with, he's pulling on a stress leave thing. He's trying to milk the system, and I'm not one to milk a system. So, and he's
Right.
within retirement age, but he's bought so many properties and stuff that he's still got to pay for, and
Mm-hmm.
he's just an idiot. So he's not financially smart. He's not savvy in that. So, and he's worked for the government for 40 years, right? So I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. I just can't stand people
Yeah,
like that play the system, right?
and that's what they do, man. Hey, I mean, there wouldn't be a system if there wasn't people playing the system. I'm just saying, but I'm not that way, and like I don't even like playing that. I
No,
don't even like playing that game. Like, ugh, it's not. It's dumb to me. Like,
I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed to say that I work for the government, Nick. I'm that ashamed that I hate to admit that I
uh,
work for a government. That's
well,
pretty
don't
bad.
we
I would
all work
rather
for the government?
I'd
What are you
rather
talking
say
about? The only
I
way
would
not to
rather
work
no,
for
but
the
I would rather still work on the railway than be accompanied with a government job right now.
Yeah, I mean, I've never worked. Well, I was in the military. Other than the military, I never worked straight for the government. So I guess I did work straight for the government. But like what you're doing, plowing road, the jobs like plowing roads, just whatever the highway construction, whatever the hell it is, right?
Yep.
Like, there's got to be so many damn politics involved with that.
Well, there's
Like
politics
everything you
on
do.
every job.
But like,
There's politics everywhere.
that's
Like
true.
it doesn't matter where you go. It's how much can you take of the
That's
politics.
true. That's true. That's true. Yep.
So,
Well,
but yeah. No, I've been through the ringer a few times, and I've put up with a lot of shit in the last few years, and I just finally had enough, and I know where I want to be, what I want to be doing, and I'm just slowly evolving to that, right? Like I'm taking all the necessive steps to get there and take all the personal development. Like I've got so many programs right now that I've been doing. It's ridiculous, but that's for me. That's nobody else. I invested in myself, and that's what you got to do.
yeah.
And I don't care what the cost is. Some people say it's a waste of money. Well, then be stuck at a job you don't like for the rest of your life. That's your choice.
Settle.
Yeah, don't settle. Please don't settle.
Yeah, don't settle. Well, I mean, that's what you'd be doing is settling. You would settle. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not needed. That's not needed. You don't have to settle. Like, everybody thinks that I need to settle. I have to settle. They think that's even the word they use. I'm gonna settle. I can't wait to settle in. Just get settled.
Yeah.
Settle. Settle. F that.
It's like a deathbed.
Hmm.
Really it is. It's just a death wish waiting to happen, you know.
It.
I can't settle.
That's
I like
exactly what it
variety,
is. Waiting to die.
try new things,
Hmm.
like and I take on challenges that I'll never probably ever, accomplish, but at least I try,
Hmm.
right?
Yep. Jay says compromise.
Don't
Compromise.
ever compromise.
Expand on that. Expand on that a little bit.
Expand on what?
Don't ever
The
compromise.
compromise?
Yeah, don't ever compromise.
I would never compromise. Then, well, depending circumstantially, I guess. I mean, if you have kids in the mix and that, then you do what's right for them, right? You're not doing it for your sake. It's for theirs.
Hmm.
But as for that, like if you're single or if you're married and going through divorce or whatever, no kids, there's no compromise.
I agree.
They're already out the door. You might as well do what you like, right? Do what gets your clock ticking, right? So
Yep.
that's
Jay,
the way I see it.
yeah, and Jay thought that was the word that I was looking for when we were talking about settling, so that makes perfect sense.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, what's up, Christina? Let's see who popped in here. Read some comments. Peter says, French it up. Vivian said, oh my God, I'm the same way, Nick. Susan and I am separated too. It sucks. You know what, though? It doesn't
It's what you
suck.
make of it, Susan. You know, it's totally what you make of it, right? Like, I mean, I'm trying to make the best of a bad thing. It's yeah, some days it's trying, but it's life, man. It's it's challenges you're gonna face over time.
And challenges, as we're reading, are blessings. It's all about how you feel.
Absolutely.
So search for the good. Think positive. Um, I I could go into specific detail about many challenges I've faced recently. Not so much like yesterday, but past couple years. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it's you can make. I thought I was up against some impossible shit, and it's nothing's impossible. Nothing's impossible. Um,
No, it isn't. It's what you make of it. It's
mhm.
what you think. You know, it's all everything is inbred in your mind. So whatever you think is what's going to happen,
That's
right? So
exactly
if
right.
you keep thinking negative, all you're going to see is negative, every day. It's just going to show up magically. So if you're thinking positive, and even though you work around negative environment, which I do, but if you think as positive as I try to, things they seem to alleviate. They seem to, I don't know, level out, and they're maybe not what you want, but
Hmm.
at least you make the best of it, and it's not, you know, it's not the way they are. Like a lot of guys are negative in my job, and it's government. They're just negative.
Yeah. And
It's brutal.
and I'll touch on when I made a post earlier about forgiveness, and when we're talking about we'll talk about specifically separate the and this is thank you for that comment, Susan. With anything, anytime we have the mentality of this sucks, right? I'm going to stick with the whole separation thing.
Sure.
So we can look at it like this sucks because obviously it's not the best situation, right? You were with somebody for a long period of time and poof, they're gone, just like your comments say. But here's the thing. Um, I don't think really, unless we die the exact same day, the moment, and some couples do that forever, I don't think we're really designed to just, have one person our whole life and that's it, except for ourselves. Or not even our
I
kids.
agree.
We
I
raise our kids and we set them free. I mean, if there's one thing consistent in life, and that is change. So if we always have the attitude of this sucks after change, how are we going to get the positive results from that change? But Susan, by the way, you have totally not, Susan's writing. Susan's got a book being printed and endorsed by Les Brown. So let's throw that out there. But like,
That's awesome.
I'm talking,
That's
I'm
awesome.
talking about my previous experience when I would say that this sucks. You know what sucked? My attitude.
Yep. And
My
that's it.
attitude
That's
sucked.
That's exactly what I tell my kids when they're over. If I hear something negative come out of their mouth, I'm like, you know what, Dad might have used to be that way, but I've taken so much, time to myself and recollected thoughts and gone through a lot of training that it's not the way to look at things. It's
Hmm.
there's more positive things to look at than negative, and yet people think negative is always going to overrule a positivity, and it is if you're going to make it, right? Everything is what you make. And yeah, my kids they tend to get down on a lot of stuff. Like my son's very competitive in hockey, and if he gets his ass whipped in hockey, he's down, and it's like,
Hmm.
dude, it's just a sport. Like, I'm not gonna say you're not gonna make the NHL or anything like
Well,
that to deprive him of his rights, but you gotta make the best of a bad thing.
let's yeah, absolutely. What's up, Akuchi? Welcome and welcome, Dee and Erica. And Michelle back. Um, let's touch on that real quick. The whole how counterproductive is it? And I know I did it as a kid. I've done it as an adult, and I can still do it today. Still working on it. But how counterproductive is it to be overly hard on yourself that you're negative self-talking, you're tearing yourself down rather than building yourself up? I understand the passion, truly. I do. I get it. I still struggle with this today. The passion of wanting to do the best you can, the passion of wanting to hit your goals, and when you don't, where's the first place you go is But when you start doing that to yourself, where do you keep going? And next thing you know, you got more things to yourself over. And where does that leave you? No confidence. Right? So like not being too hard on yourself, but still pushing, but doing it emotionally intelligent.
I lost you
Understanding,
for I lost
yeah,
you for the
you kind of
last
froze.
5 seconds there.
Understanding that emotions, your emotions are the vibrations you're sending out to the universe. As a matter of fact, every single thing you say internally and externally affects every single molecule around you. We are vibrational beings. Feeling good matters. Feeling like shit matters. Not a good way. Feeling good matters. So when we beat ourselves up over not hitting that goal or not getting what we want or getting rejected or whatever the hell it is, when we beat ourselves up, we're not good enough, we're not this, where do we go vibrationally? We go vibrationally lower. And we're going to receive things on that
Exactly.
frequency. Things we don't want. The things we bitch
No,
about when
exactly.
we get it.
Exactly.
That's what's going to be on that frequency. That's why it's so important to stay elevated and build yourself up. That's why it's also important to hang around the people that build you up, that will tear you down the right way, to build shit. Build, break, build. They'll break you the right way, though. They'll break you to the point where you love them even more, not hate them, because they called out a weakness in you.
Brick by brick. It's yeah, built it brick by brick, like and that's with everything. That doesn't just go for us in marketing and all
Mm-hmm.
this kind of salesy stuff. That's with everybody. That's with every generation, every kind of job, whatever you're doing. Like you know, you're trying to set yourself as an example, and then you're not setting a very good example if you're always negative and condescending to yourself or other people, right? Like
That's right.
you're 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 the product of the product, no matter what. You have to show who you are, show up on a bad day, even with a smile on your face. It's the toughest thing to do, but you have to do it, right? You
Yeah.
can't always be negative
Mm-hmm.
about shit that you have no control over, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people do. They go too far, and like I've actually stepped a few people aside and said, you need to cool it, or you need to just go home and come back tomorrow with a more positive, you know, way of thinking and doing your job. Other than that, just don't show up because nobody wants negativity. You can't
Mm-hmm.
work around it. You got to work together. You don't work as one. You work as a unit. So
That's right. If you if you don't bring value, don't bring anything at all.
still there.
I mean, I'm here, but that's a bad statement too because there's value in both the
You're
good and the bad.
froze,
So
Nick.
yeah, I see you. You're in and out. That was actually a bad statement because there's value both ways. It's just a matter of looking for it. However, don't be an asshole to other people. Don't take your problems and put them onto other people as if it's their problems. Don't do that kind of stuff. If you need to vent to like a mentor, a coach, a friend, somebody that you know will handle it responsibly and guide you through it, do that. But don't just go around and just taking your negative shit everywhere. Nobody wants to hear it, and it's not helping anybody. Well, that's not true. That is not true. It helps me be even more positive when I'm around it because it's that big of a turnoff for me. I'm just saying, like, and I'm not judging
Right.
people.
Yeah.
Negativity is not sexy. It is not attractive, no matter what. And if you're around people that think negativity and F you and I'll beat your ass and whatever, if you think hanging around those people is good, then I don't know what I'm trying to say.
No, I understand totally. Like you gotta hang around the right people in order to have, you know, the right attitude. Like if you hang around assholes, you're gonna turn out to be the next asshole. Excuse my
100%.
language,
That was
but
in the last
but
chapter.
that's how it is.
100%.
It's like the saying, you hang around five
Mm-hmm.
millionaires, you're gonna be the next millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
You hang around what you are gonna be evolved into. It's essentially that easy,
So,
So if you hang around losers, not anybody is, but you hang around people that don't quite have the mentality to be successful, you're going to be one of them.
Hmm. Absolutely. If there's one thing, so if you're in this spot, and you're thinking, shit, that's me. Here's what you can do. Start by becoming aware of your surroundings. If you see yourself in the other person, get rid of that other person. I'm just saying, like, change your friends, because you're already with a clan that you attracted when you were not in the right space. That can't be the right crowd. Unless you're knowingly seeking out people that you want to be like. That's different, obviously. But that's after you become a little bit self-aware. To me, though, see, this is a struggle for me. Because when I was in my bad place, the lowest place ever, I really didn't ask for the help. It came to me. So I'm kind of a hypocrite. Because I was in a bad space, and I attracted one of the most amazing healers in the frickin' world. So, there I go. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I was in a bad space, and I attracted the most perfect person to come into my... that's where God's work comes in, I guess.
Yeah,
But the
for
whole
sure.
law of attraction thing, I think back to that, and I think back to that. I'm like, I wasn't attracting good back then, but good was happening to me. So there
You
is...
are what you attract. I totally agree with that analogy. Like a lot of people aren't into the law of attraction and that kind of stuff, and they call it mystified and all that. But essentially, it's not spiritual like some people think. It you do attract what you are or what you're going to be. You know, so if you hang around people like, well, my negative family, you're gonna become one of them.
I think that's pretty much all of
I
us,
don't
Brad.
I
I
don't
think,
speak
there's
much to my
family.
family because they're not into the marketing stuff and sales and personal relations, right? And I'm
Yeah,
totally
they
different.
did.
I come from a different cloth, like
Mhm.
I don't put up with shit, but only when I have to.
That's right. That's so true. Like, I'll put up with shit from my kids. Those aren't some people I'm going to cut out of my
Absolutely.
life.
Yeah.
I mean, you use discernment. But literally, I mean,
There's
seriously,
lots of friends I had.
yeah. Go ahead.
There's lots of friends I had from like way back when I was a kid, and I've been friends with them since, but like they're on a different level now.
Mhm.
I'm on a different level of getting my mindset and all that, cleared up and thinking positive, and they're still in that negative mindset. And I've you know, I've mentioned a lot of stuff for them to do, exercises, read books, and they're just not getting it. They're not wanting to evolve into something better. And so I've literally cut them out of my life for now
Hmm.
until they become somebody they're not
Well,
currently.
if you don't take care of you, you can't take care of others. It's a pretty simple concept. If other people can't understand that, then they really need to work on themselves. You're doing the right thing, 100%, and I've done that
Well, you
too,
have to, but
100%. You
you,
have to. It's vital. Since this is the subject lately, it was in the previous chapter. Everything Brad just said was what I read last chapter. Missy said that somewhere inside you attracted or thought it into your conscious. I'm like, and she's going off. I know she's going off of what I said earlier. And you know what, Missy? Thank you for that, because I really was confusing myself there for a second. Because I'm completely transparent. Like, I was in a shitty place when I attracted one of the best women ever, and woman, man, it doesn't even matter. It's not a relationship like that. She's a Reiki master, and just a healer, and she's also my best friend. So Lindsay, that's who that is. But like, I was in a shitty place. It helps that I had known her for 18 years, but you get my point. Like, and we're in the law of attraction that I work. Well, Missy just hit on the head. Somewhere inside of me was calling for it, and
exactly. Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah, dude. I
Uh,
just gotta sit down there.
sorry, guys.
Oh, there.
We
Not
have
too bright.
Dan.
Oh,
No, you're good.
damn
Dan
lights
Keller, the
everywhere.
Waterman. Dan the Waterman. Yeah, I know, right? Well, mine is like, when I sit back here, it looks like, I don't know, it looks funny on my hair, so I'm like leaning up so that I don't like the light. The lighting's not
I've
perfect.
had I've had it one time. I had a light shine on my head, looked like I was bald. I'm like, I do have lots of hair. Sucks being blonde.
Yeah, yeah. So how, man, where do I want to go with you, Brad? You got anything else on your mind at the moment?
No, not really. Just what books else are you reading besides that one right now?
Uh,
Or are you just focusing on that book?
the next one is Charles Stecker's book,
Oh yeah,
which is about child abuse. It's not going to take long, but Charles sent this to me and I want to read it. I also got Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Those are the two that I'm really putting focus on right now. I was on Emotional Intelligence 2.0. I did that 4 times, and I was reading that book solely. I was listening to that book by itself. I listened to it 4 times, and over and over. Now, I didn't do the chapter to chapter because Audible, you can do it chapter to chapter, but like I just let it play. I mean, it would be hard for me to
yeah.
put it down because Audible's way different than reading. But I got Think and Grow
Well,
Rich,
the only
Napoleon Hill.
reason, yeah,
How to Win
that's a
Friends,
good book.
Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Those are 2.
That's another good book.
Um,
Another good book is Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz.
I have
That's a
not.
really good book.
I've not read that.
That's a really good book. You'll want to get your hands on that one eventually.
Thought I had. Oh, here we go. I have the
And if you're
inventions,
if you're
researches,
really trying to
and-
get into the sales end of things,
Go ahead.
still there?
Yep.
If you're still looking for getting into sales books and stuff like that, Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki.
Yep. Yep.
And the other
That's a
one
great one.
is Rich Dad,
Poor Dad. Yep.
That's a damn good book, man. I'm in that right now, and like I've read it before, but I have to keep, replaying it in my mind. I'm not much of a reader, so like Audible works good for me because I can picture it when I hear it audibly.
Sure.
But when I read something from a script, I have to read it like 3 or 4 times in order to distinguish exactly what it means.
Mm-hmm.
I was slow at that in school. Like I wasn't the brainiac to go through and read and just okay, got it. No, it was if somebody read it to me, I would be more clearer on learning it that way. But reading it
On
just out of a book didn't do
Yeah.
it for me.
Real quick on that though, I don't read from front to back either. I did with this the first time because I knew this. I got through 4 chapters, but typically I don't move past a chapter until I fully understood it or worked that chapter. And what's amazing to me is every book I've read that's personally developed basically says to do it that way. Not everyone, but Dale Carnegie says the same thing. Peter Voog says the same thing. Take your time on that chapter before advancing. I used to think that I'd have to rush a book. Yeah, I'm going to retain a lot of that, right? You literally have to work it, implement, practice it for it to be effective. I mean, beyond that, you're just
Absolutely. And
I think trying to just
highlight important
Yes.
facts.
Mhm.
Always highlight. Have a highlighter with you, a pen, something that's gonna, if you catch something important in a book, you want to know what it is
Yes.
and be able to come back to it later. Like
Mhm.
Think and Grow Rich is one of those books that you could read monthly. Like go through the whole book, read it again, and you'll learn something new and factual that you didn't catch the last time.
That's a fact.
Yeah. There's lots to learn out of them books. Any kind of those self-improvement books. The more you read, the more you're going to learn on them. Because there's a lot of stuff you're not going to catch the first time around reading.
That's right. And well, Bob Proctor says he's read the same chapter out of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich every day for, what is it, 50 years? 40, 50 years, something like that. He's 70, what is he, 70 something now. He was 26, 27-ish at the time, I believe. Anyway, since he started reading that chapter, he read the whole book. He was talking about it during his seminar, and I'm trying to remember vividly what he said. But he did say he reads the same chapter out of Think and Grow Rich every single day, and he has for years, because he never wants to forget it. He never wants to not do what that chapter says to do every day. I mean, if I want to be a billionaire, I guess I could do what Bob Proctor does. I guess I could do what, or I could do what
what
Nick
Bob
Harris
Proctor,
wants and see if Nick Harris can invent his own new way of getting to become a billionaire. Maybe it's possible, but I bet it's a lot less likely.
yeah, well, what one person will do that made them a billionaire or millionaire or whatever might not work for you, right? Like you
That's
gotta
true
find
too.
your own little
That's true
quirks
too.
and niches to get into. Like I hate to say it, but I've spent thousands of dollars on you know trying different things, trying different companies, and
You're not alone.
no, I know it's aggravating as hell though because you get so infatuated with a product or a service that you're trying to promote, and nobody is really wanting it, or you're not getting the word across clear enough to them that it's of importance.
Yeah, I guess it's about asking the right questions at that point, right?
Yeah, well, I've taken lots of courses on
I
how
know you
to,
have. Yeah, yeah,
manipulate
yeah, yeah.
people, and I'm not. I mean, yeah, I could show you a few of them. You'd be like, dude, you can go far with that if you use it, but you got to use it for
Integrity.
the right. You
Well,
got to use it for the right reasons. Yeah, you got to be integrity.
integrity is everything. Again, what you put out, I think what you put out, you get back. You know, oh man, I wish I had that pulled up, but I have this little thing on karma. I'm going to talk about this next time. Maybe I'll just share it on my timeline. But it explains, I'm not even going to touch it. I'm just going to share it. So look for it to come
Yeah,
on my timeline. It's a little thing on karma with what we're talking about here. Um,
yeah,
but yeah.
cool, man.
Well, this is the longest live I've done so far on this series,
Yeah,
but
well, we had technical
we
difficulties.
did.
Still having the odd one.
And
Facebook
this
doesn't
has been
like
a great conversation too. I mean, I could talk to you for hours. And I hear people say that, but I'm genuinely being sure. Like, you speak my language. It's nice.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I'm a very open book, like there's nothing to hide here. And so are you, man. Like we've all kind of come from the same, experiences
Hmm.
and can relate to a lot of stuff. So that's cool.
That's right. Jay says integrity. What you do when nobody else is watching. That's exactly right. Character is who you are in the
Absolutely.
dark. Character, integrity, kind of. Um, so, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end this here soon, not just right this second. But like, you have the floor. You want to give anybody some shout outs? Anything you want to say? And you froze on me. Are you there? Okay. You're still there, right?
I lost you there. There you are.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and end this, but I'm going to give you the floor. Anybody want to shout out or anything you want to say before we hop off of here?
No, man, just be yourself, be original, do what your heart tells you to do. Don't listen to the background noise on people telling you, don't do this, it's not gonna work. What do they know? They're still doing the job you're doing, or living the life that you don't want to live. Always look up to people that get mentors.
Mhm.
I have three mentors, like, and I deal with them one every week. Like it's so much simpler to have people to look up to and want to be and stride to their excellence, and learn the ropes on how they got to where they are today, and do the work, grind it out. Like, I know I don't like to say that, but do it.
Mhm.
You have to grind in order to succeed. And that's just simply put, like, don't ever look back on people that diss you. They think that they're better than you. Nobody's better than you. You're
That's right, Brad. We'll get him back in. Amen, brother. You cut in and out, but I got most of it, I
still there,
think.
Nick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're cutting in and out, though, for sure. But that's all right. We got you. We got you. Did y'all hear him? Man, everybody's quiet
Now
tonight.
we're
What's
losing
up, Bill?
connection.
Um,
We're losing
yeah, we
connection
are.
here.
We're
Yeah,
losing
but
connection a
yeah,
little bit. We are. All right. Well, Brad French, everybody.
damn
Um,
Facebook.
if you're not connected with him, I reckon. I know, right? You probably have full bars too, don't you? Or your Wi-Fi is probably really good and it's just not working. But
Now,
anyway, um, still there? All right. Brad, thanks for coming on, brother. If you guys aren't
yeah,
connected with Brad, connect with Brad. He's an awesome, awesome dude. Um, much love, respect. I appreciate you coming on with me tonight, and let's do this again sometime, huh? Sounds great. All right. Well, that does it for this episode of Nighttime Studies with Nick. 6 Months to Six Figures by Peter Voog. Go out and buy this book and live it. Again, if you please share this out for me. I'm going to drop the link to my YouTube channel, but I'm trying to get, well, I'm not trying, I'm working on getting, it's going to happen. Peter Voog in an interview with me on a live so we can talk about this book with all of you guys. You guys sit through it all. I want to have you have Peter at the end. I think it'll be really awesome. Again, thank you for everybody who tuned in. I can only see two at a time, and it's a whole list of people. I kind of shut you out at the there's Justin Somergill, Monica Elliott, Miguel Gomez, Megan Shrewsbury, Chris Bennett, Brittany Dietrich, Jay Alford, Missy Evans, Susan Day, Michelle Wong. Thank you all. Thank you all for who shared. I'll see you tomorrow night around the same time. What's up, Monica Elliott? Around the same time, the second half of chapter 9, and I'm going to be pulling on a guest. So if you want to join me, be prepared. Just jump right on, and I'll invite you on. Anyway, I'm done talking. Much love and light. Namaste. Peace out.